So today we gotta create a new farrowing place for little miss over here. She is very much pregnant, due in the next 2 weeks, and she can't be having birth out here. I mean, she could, but it's getting pretty cold and we want to give the piglet some warmth. We want to make it a little bit cleaner versus all of this mud and stuff out here. So we're gonna build a farrowing pen, make it a little bit easier on us, a little bit easier on her. When she stops peeing, I'll show you. There you go. So you can see she's filling out nicely. It is October 6th today. She's due on the 17th. So we wanted to have this done already, but stuff happens. So today's the day. We're getting it done. So this is the area we are gonna work on putting her new farrowing pen. So this area is close to our house, but it already has power in it. It's already got a structure built. It's a shed. There's no floor in this shed, so really just dirt in there. So we're gonna clean all that out from the chickens. We're building a new fence around. Gonna cut a hole to give her access to the outside. Inside we can put a heat lamp. There's a light, and we're gonna do a little bit of a camera so we can kind of check on her throughout without having to come outside. So if she's having the babies, you know, late night, early morning or whatever, we can kind of just get a little peek in to know if we need to come over or not. So that's what we're doing today, and let's get to it. So I was gonna cut open this panel, an access door, but after looking at it, we might be able to take the panel off and work around that way. So we'll see. Now that I'm like sitting here actually looking at this, I'm thinking this is even funnier than what I originally thought. First of all, this is like so poorly built, it's ridiculous, but I don't even see how this is attached. I literally think it's being held in with this shelf, so we'll figure that out. But it's being supported by this 4x4 and that 4x4. I don't think these 2x3s are actually doing anything. So I think we're gonna clear everything off here and see what we can do to open this up a bit more.
Good luck. This is trash, right? We'll call these pieces trash. Oh, okay.
A little sidewalls or something. No, I don't have it. have electrical up here and right here. So I'm gonna put the heat lamps over here for the piglets, and I want them secured and not going anywhere, not falling, because pigs are not chickens. And you know, just in case they kind of shake the roof or the shed and everything else, we're gonna kind of secure them. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Let's see how one does. She'll do what she needs to do.
That's good.
Ma, I want to help.
You gonna help get little miss in?
Mommy. Hi, Mama.
I'm trying to finish up this video, and I've recorded this twice. First time I lost the memory card, no idea where it went. And second time, there's no sound. So I'm gonna stop this right now, make sure that there's some sound. Okay, so there's sound, so hopefully this works this time. But I never really finished kind of showing what was up with this whole setup. And we only got 5 piglets left. We'll just have one that we're gonna raise out ourselves, which I haven't really figured out why. We don't need the meat. I kind of just want to see what it's gonna turn out like. Let me get these suckers fed so they calm down. Anyway, let me just show you the setup and kind of talk about why we did it this way. The shed was already here. We just removed one of the panels, and I just put a 2x6. Actually, it's a 2x8 or 2x10 that's cracked. It's about a 2x6. We put that across just to kind of strengthen this frame a little bit, and then that piece to kind of block some wind. And then we had to move these 2x3s because they were just there for the shelves, and now we put them and we spaced them out so they would support the siding. And that's just so they can sleep in there at night and be nice and warm. The piglets are big enough, they will sleep out here, but we are getting into the teens at night, and so they usually end up in there. And as you can see, they also throw their water every single time I fill it up. It's 2 hog panels coming this way, and then 2 pallets. And what we did with these pallets is I just took T-posts, we jammed them down here because that's where they fit, and then this 2x4, which I don't even need this piece anymore. This 2x4 was screwed into these pallets to kind of hold it, and now this is pretty strong. If I just put these pallets here and did something janky, she would easily lift them off. I actually really like using the pallets. It's a little bit easier. It's actually a little bit cheaper because these are, I don't even need these tall ones. These shorter ones that I would buy, we'll round it off to $5. So this setup for 8 feet would cost me $20. So it would be $40 for a 16-foot span if I did it exactly like this. So $40 for 16 feet. The way I do it over here, this is $30, and I would put 4 posts, $5 a piece. That'd be $20 plus $30, that's $50. So $40 versus $50. I actually save a little bit of money. The hog panels are a little bit easier, and it is kind of weird hammering in that many T-posts, and the pallets are free. Again, you know, you do you, but just saying, if you want to do it this way, you'll actually save $10 every 16 feet, and even more if you can get T-posts cheaper than that. So what did I say, 50, 100, and then this is only half, so this is $20. So this cost me $120 to set up. Now we had most of the stuff, we're just moving it around from other places, but $120 to set this up. And then this board was just here because when they were piglets, they could actually squeeze through here and then they would run out. So we fixed that. I don't really like hog panels with just clips because she was lifting that up. So we started throwing a bunch of junk back there. So if she did lift it, the piglets couldn't run out that way. And then on this side, you can actually see, look at this T-post. Well, I don't know if you can really see that, but it's, yeah, it should be way up there. I put these U-bolts down here, which is a new thing. This is actually after this was all built, and that helps prevent her from actually lifting it up. It's just one on the bottom, and I do 2 per span. That way it just really cinches it down and prevents her from lifting it up, because all of these pigs, or her and then all of the bigger ones, they easily lift these things up. So that's my new little battle. They haven't lifted these up, but this is kind of where they do their business. It's a little convenient. It's actually pretty convenient for me, because I just bring the tractor bucket right here and then I shovel on out. So that's actually getting done tomorrow. So this is just their outdoor pen. I've put a total of 3 bales of hay or straw in here. 3 bales in 8 weeks. This is what it looks like. All right, so let me show you the inside of this. So I can't really remember what I filmed, and I don't feel like watching my video for the 80th time editing, but I put these 2x4s here kind of just to brace it in case she wants to try to bust it open, because this door is just being held by this little thing. And yeah, I mean, I could easily push that thing in, you know, linebacker over here will destroy it. And then this little piece of plywood, I'd like to do maybe like a Dutch door, but even then, this door is basically just a piece of siding with a little trim on it. It's not really strong enough to hold anything back. And if you don't know what a Dutch door is, it's just a door that splits into 2, top half, bottom half. We have 2 heat lamps in here. I don't know how much this is gonna show with the sun right here, but we have one towards the pig area and then one up higher. The one on higher, when it's really cold, I was leaving that on full time, and then the piglet one would come on at night. That way they would know to go over here, and they did that for the most part. But once they kind of got of size, it didn't really matter. Sometimes they'd sleep with mama, sometimes they wouldn't. If mama was sleeping outside, they would all huddle under that one. But now we just have one lamp turn on. If they're comfortable, they grow faster. That's our theory. I don't know if that's actually true, if this heat lamp, the cost and everything is worth it, but whatever. We're gonna keep doing it. I don't know if that's on or off on my power bill. Anyway, what else? So we have a camera in here. That camera was super helpful because during birth, while she was giving birth, she had delivered 8 piglets and then stopped. 6 hours later, I look on the camera and I see something. And I had been checking it every 15, 20 minutes, but I was getting ready to go to sleep and I was gonna wake up in a couple of hours, kind of check on her at midnight, 1 o'clock. I look and it's just about 10 o'clock at night, and boom, another one popped out. It was a stillborn, which we were afraid of because she didn't deliver, but she delivered 8, and we were thinking 8 was going to be how many she would deliver. So that camera was super helpful because I'm in the house and I just checked. We were waiting for a placenta to be delivered and all this other stuff. This is our first. We didn't know really what we were looking for. You know, it's different from when you like watch a video to when you see it in person. Okay, so my final thoughts. What would I do differently? What would I like to do and modify on this going forward? Number 1 is, I didn't really think about it until we were literally doing this, but the inside of this shed, there's just the walls. There's no floor on it. So there's no wood, there's no concrete, no nothing. When she's out of here, we're gonna fully clean that out. We're gonna dig it out a little bit, and I am gonna pour a concrete slab in there, so it's a lot easier to keep clean and spam. So I'm gonna pour a concrete slab in there to keep it clean and keep that dust down, because between the pine shavings, dirt, the straw, everything that we put in there, it's just so dusty. So I'm gonna put the concrete down, and that way we can actually like really clean and, I mean, I guess sanitize. I'm not necessarily worried about that, but like go in there with the pressure washer and just spray everything down and let it all rinse out. And so every time we have a litter over here, we can switch that out. With that said, we're gonna have a ton of litters coming up, and this is good for one. So I have to figure out how we're gonna do, you know, 2 to 3 litters at a time. This door right here, or this opening, it's not even a door. What I wish I had is a door. So something that I could close off that mama couldn't break, which if she wants to, she's gonna break it, right? She could tear this whole shed down if she wanted to. But I want something that's nice and strong and beefy to separate her out, or have some way of separating her out here. I think it's easy because I've been able to get all the piglets in here when she's feeding and she's kind of like, ah, whatever. And I close them off. As soon as they start squealing, however, mama goes crazy and then she wants to bust open the door. So it makes it a lot harder to catch the piglet. The other idea I've had is where these pallets are, is creating some kind of like opening, some kind of hole where the piglets can walk through, then I can close it off, and then we can kind of gather them in like a little area around here. I'm gonna think it through. I'm gonna see what materials we have, how I can build this out, and what's the most cost-effective way way to separate piglets from mama based on our current situation. Ideally, I'd like to be able to get her out of the pen entirely and move her away and easily separate her, but you know, it's like, where do I do that right now? So things that we're gonna do in the future, but it's pretty good to have this one as our learning experience. So that's the setup. If you guys have any questions, let me know. That's it. See you guys on the next video. I'll probably ramble way too much.